these might just end up being normal Harbinger runs, but I mean, if you want at least a view of how I do Harbinger things around here, especially on the new update, then come with me and we'll quick play see what we can do with our imagination. Or strats as we get into Cthulhu, 7th Curse character exclusive, Mimi. And I would test out more Koji Mizuki stuff, but after, well, Koji's the only one who really got specified things. If you didn't see the Mizuki video yet, a short primer is that her fame is supposed to allow you to do 2 ally attacks if you're willing to go with the accuracy. Anyway, Takashi-san, we're Mimi right now, so let's not cheat on any of our waifus, husbandos, and light, strength, charisma, second encounter, and knowledge. And this microphone, I'm not that close at all, but anywho. Let me focus for a moment. Yeah, so yeah, what would the word partner? I guess partner, close partner, is my best gender neutral. Anyway, police station, vending machine, school. Let me know though if you do know, cause yeah. Anywho, and just for the sake of things, we'll do Illegal Den Monument. I've already kind of shown you heavy duty, even though you can theoretically we can work it out. It costs 1 more fun, but you're still gonna use it. Let's not kid around. Also, we can enthrall because again the ally action. Oh, that's right. We're in 7th Curse. I swear I'm not saying the background and God for no reason, but I completely forgot. So. I guess we're working with less reason. For Mimi, that might be okay, but it'll depend on if we get first aid, which we're gonna have to go with mystery with 6 reason. Anywho, that was really bad to do. Well, I guess we're not doing that. So yeah, it kind of makes sense that one backstory or one god here. Well, not usually gods. Usually backstories here and there can nullify characters or perks or strats. So. Coma, Vigil, Coma is that. Vigil, what is it? Sailors, Scissors, and Akamanto? No, Festival. Why does that I'm trying to look at I get who. Let's just be sure though. Coma, Vigil, Sailors, Scissors, Festival. And we'll actually do Vigil first. So I was going to go into a town mystery first, but I think in this particular case, I would have taken Coma but let's get this out of the way because we're going to be stuck places if we don't do... Well, I could have went to Coma, but anywho. So, yeah, we'll trade stamina for reason, and now we're kind of even again. Yes, I still lost reason overall, but it's not the worst thing in the world. Bow, bow, clap, bow. And we'll move on. And so, okay, so to continue off what I was saying on changes, the camera changes if you get the camera, although on Harbinger specifically, for those who are not as experienced on Harbinger, or who want at least my opinion, you're not really buying anything other than a weapon. Usually, I go out of my way to get cigarettes, but it makes more sense than going into the dog shop and, say, getting a compass on your 4th mystery, but... And I know that's kind of an extreme example, because because compass is something you want to get at the beginning of the run, but at the same time, yeah, the camera is something you would have to go out of your way to buy, where there are other items that you want. Therefore, the camera is usually attributed to, or related to Koji, because he starts with the camera. But it matters because any character with the camera, any character who has the camera equipped, I assume, has the ability to for the camera flash action, which now is treated as a dodge. Now, whether that's exactly the same dodge rate, because dodge has been increased from a 40% chance to a 50% chance, which is better than nothing at all. In fact, that's quite fair. But yeah, it's I still wouldn't do it, but if you're a Koji and you have it, you would do it. The only reason I didn't do so in the Koji video is because, well, I was focused on fast hands. You usually can't, or you usually don't want to do both. I mean, you technically can, but if you're doing throw Koji, you might be throwing the camera as well, which it only does 2 damage, but if you have improvise, it does more, you know, so... And if you don't know, then just know that, yeah, you get more out... you get a bit more value out of throw Koji there, especially if you have the camera equipped, and then you throw it. Same thing if you equip a broken bottle, or the brick or the branch, and then you throw it, so theoretically you would have more items to throw. Anywho, let's listen to this guy for a while. We might as well. And I guess we get nothing. I think there's a I didn't normally listen to this guy, so I think there was a change though where it's not guaranteed. If it's not guaranteed or it's useless after a certain point. But I could also try to fight this old man, but my doom is a bit high. So granted, the old man isn't a very difficult encounter. He does do doom damage, but it's not a lot, I think. But he's just tanky, so anywho. So reason, and let's finally get into coma, I think. I'll try to go to sailors. No, scissors third, but we'll see. So mansion was max threat level, by the way. So that was, yeah, that's another thing about not using the police station. So since we're in coma, though, we shouldn't be visiting the mansion. So I'm going to immediately head in here and lower the hospital. I think hospital. Why did I just forget? Nope, downtown. It's still worth it, though. Why do I do this to myself? But let's do this, because we may want something better. If nothing else, we're going to... I mean, Mimi starts with the weapon, but I'll go in here just to see. Yep, nothing really. And we are in 7th Curtis, so literally got nothing for our trouble. Mind Drain, on the other hand, amazing. Now, anyway. Curious Statuette I could leave on. The Meat Cleaver I could also leave on here. I'm gonna sell this and visit the vending machine, actually. Or maybe I didn't sell it. What the heck happened to my face? Anywho. Yeah, we'll grab this so that at the end of the run... Again, it's a me-specific thing. It's just so I haven't ever even really run the numbers, but it would have been nice. But, yeah, so my whole strategy around cigarettes, and again, it hasn't changed that much, unless I maybe play Koji. The reason for that is because Koji can pick up empty bottles, which sell for 1 fund. So, but yeah, that's something else to think about. These cigarettes I don't need. But as it relates to cigarettes, it's because since you can sell them, that's essentially more funds I can use to buy cigarettes. Again, it's a me-specific strat. And I haven't really run the numbers, but I don't think I need much numbers to kind of try and persuade you that using cigarettes at the end of a run helps you out against harder enemies, because you get the nicotine rush buff, which makes you a lot faster in general, because it's a general time multiplier. For those who are more experienced, literally it's for the reason I just said. When you run into harder enemies, it's nice to be able to guarantee a brace, especially since brace has been nerfed, so I kind of like the cigarette strat a lot more. Still, though, it really depends. If I really want to go out of my way, I would prepare. I would literally prepare a few times, but usually I wait for 1 or 2 items to sell before I prepare 3 times, then visit the vending machine, which is 8 Doom. But 8 Doom compared to getting beaten by -3 all, or 3 all, or 4 all, 4 stamina or 3 stamina or reason is a lot better. That said, though, second mystery, 54% Doom. And unfortunately, so again, this would be one of... I can still scalpel here, but some characters can't do this. So, do I have anything that could be hurting me? I'm gonna first aid. The question is if I can... Well, I get bonus damage. Okay, sharp weapons. I still haven't remembered my bonus damage on every enemy yet. I should, really. But, yeah, weak against sharp, so she takes extra damage from sharp, which means this will do 13 damage. So, yeah. I could have also thrown the brick and the meat cleaver, but those, if possible, I'd like to save them for future encounters. If for nothing else, then I know, personally, that I would have still... I mean, I might have been able to save 1 turn there, but I know I can brace anyway. Whereas if Miku was doing 4 all, which she would do on the 4th mystery onwards, Do I want to rest is the question. 58? Yeah. Yeah, I can't monument right now because I'm dying. So, but then the end of coma here is gonna make me lose 3 reasons. So I need to heal something. I do have mind drain. I forgot to use it. I will admit, but had to sneeze. Sorry, and then I failed to put on the microphone. Please leave bath. Okay, good. I don't remember my second encounter if we have that checked. There's a lot I forget. Anywho. I could have also handcuffed Miku. There's a lot I could have done, but I didn't. Unfortunately, what that means is I'm not going to go into... I'm not entering Scissors with 4 stamina, 1 reason. That is... well, maybe... Okay, you know what? Because I have Mind Drain, let's hope I don't die to an event, which is very, very likely, actually. I can also handcuff anything I run into here. As long as I get to Festival, I should be fine. Theoretically. We will put the put the handcuffs away first. Just to look at the Friend's Diary, really. So we're on Timeline B. Bow Clap. Yeah, Bow Clap. Actually, I shouldn't need that, because if I'm going to be throwing things, I should be able to prep attack my way out of most encounters, and if I run to... am I dead here? So what were the odds of that happening? Anywho, I'm doing another run after this, but no cuts needed. But, yeah, I could have avoided that as well if I brought the cigarettes. But obviously, when you're in an event, when you're in an event, as we get into Goizo, Ill-Fated, and character-exclusive Ayaka, yeah, you can't check your storage. But if I did, I could have used the cigarettes and forgotten Mind Drain. I went to the spells as if I still had it. Knowledge, Charisma, Second Mystery, Light, Dexterity, and Strength as we move on. No second encounter, but I might still forget anyway. Every single stat check, basically. And let's keep doing Illegal Den Monument. Just to see it. I know it's probably going to end badly, because, yeah, Illegal Den, as you just saw, there's a chance to get almost nothing. The same is true for Hardware Store, but it's less likely, because there are more than a couple... Or there are a couple of items that are at least workable or very good. That said, I'm not going to level up yet, because I want to see what mysteries I have. That way I can try to plan things out. We will, however, look for the rumor. Not that it... well, actually, we're Ayaka, so... we probably won't take Outdoorsmen, but we'll see. And Ramen, Mermaids, Scissors, Footage, Bulletin. Footage, Bulletin, Ramen. Hold on. Yeah, if I made a cut, it's because I needed to make a cut. Something was happening, so we'll see. We'll see things. Anywho, Footage, Bulletin, Scissors, Mermaids, Ramen. Yeah, Footage, probably. Or Bulletin, really. Same thing. But we can maybe go over the curses that we might run into. If it doesn't happen, then it doesn't happen. Also, we could just die to Dexterity immediately. But let's just do this now. Yeah, I mean, we might as well. And then we will prepare for a while. We might as well grab that. It's better than nothing, but I'm really here for the funds anyway, so, I mean, we'll be getting the chalk in the meanwhile. Illegal Den. What are we on? Ill-Fated Goizo. There is a loop with Ryuichi, but again, that's all about recognizing the patterns. Otherwise, we're taking the Army Knife, which now does 1 more damage, which helps out a lot more against enemies who are weak to it, because you may be able to prep attack. Ayaka probably can't, but you get the point. Man, I mean, ugh. No, it's not worth it. I'll check again, but I'm really looking for one of these. I mean, maybe? She has 3 luck, but this, yeah, having 1 stat is probably my base threshold of I'm not willing to do it. But for science. Okay. I should have 1 luck, but yeah, it's not great. So we'll see what we can do with Ayaka here. Otherwise, this should be, I mean, if nothing else, Ayaka showcase, but if we get Paranoia and or Suicidal, I will let you know. Otherwise, we're gonna fight this easy encounter, which actually is easier now. Well, for what I have here, it's not easier now. It's just that I have Ayaka's chalk. So this is a 2-turn encounter, and it's -2 all, but it certainly could be a lot worse. So let's move on. But I guess I should just go over now. So Suicidal and Paranoia used to have it still has, if you get only 1 stack of each one, we'll just say Paranoia for now, there's a 25% chance to lose. I forgot which one is which, so I'm just going to make it up. This is not the truth, but bear with me. It's one of the two. So Paranoia lowers has a chance of lowering Reason when you lose Stamina. And at base or in versions previous to this with 1 or more, there was only a 25% chance of it dropping if you took stamina damage. Then you take 1 reason damage. However, Now in this update, the same thing is true if you have 1, but if you have 2, then there's a 100% chance to lose 1 reason when you lose stamina. And if you have 2, there's a 100% chance to lose 2 reason when you lose stamina. And then vice versa for suicidal, or if it's... Again, you get what I mean. It's hard for me to remember in the moment, but hey. I would love... actually, no. Bonus damage wouldn't get me out here. So, I think I need to kick my way out. At least, or try to kick my way out once. Because first mystery, 36% doom. Yeah. Yeah, desperate action? Yeah, right? Why did I forget about that? Why did I forget about this? Also, I forgot if... No, I don't have the... I only have the second mystery check. We get to level up again, but... we're going to increase, actually, strength still, because I want to brace. If I die to reason, so be it. I forgot to also set the police station, but it's too late. So let's hope that as we get more curses, our doom decreases even more, hopefully. I'm not going to bank on it, but hey, ill-fated as well, that's right. So, oh, yep. Oh, did we just die here? Cool. Yeah, we just die here. No, that was partly me, or more in part due to me, so we'll do another run. And see what happens. Hey, 33% win rate, though, right? Cthulhu, no, Herald, sorry. Herald ill-fated all perks. Aiko. But the fact that we're Aiko is already good. Hold on, let me hold that level for a moment. Dexterity, Takushisan, Light, Charisma, second encounter, Knowledge. I guess we'll try to build into Dexterity, and we'll humor Illegal Den one more time. But, I mean, let's just think right now as I go through this and autopilot my home. So, if I didn't get the army knife, I probably would have gotten either a monkey wrench or a heavy-duty flashlight. Or, well, actually, we won't say crowbar. Carpenter hammer, probably, yeah. Carpenter hammer, prep attack, prep attack. I don't think Ayaka can even do prep attack with the carpenter hammer. I'm trying to remember how fast it is. I know it's easy to do, but there's still a strength threshold to do so. But, I don't think... Yeah, if Ayaka couldn't do it, then there's no point regardless. So, anywho. Oh, I didn't check my mysteries. Well, it's too late now. Yeah, ill-fated, first aid. I guess first aid. On your own is good. Yeah, you know what? Let's try this. If I have Kana, so... Yeah, okay, we don't have Kana, thankfully, but... And yes, I know reroll is here, but I usually choose not to reroll. That's just my little ethical thing. Obviously, if I'm testing something, I do. Akamoto and mermaids. I do want a weapon, so I guess we Akamoto now. If for no other reason, then we can check the History Club once. And yet, Ghostly Spear. We'll check it again. Adrenaline. And we'll be on our way. So, I will do this, but since we have Akamoto, Doom will lower. Let's get 5 funds. Illegal Den, give me a weapon, please. Okay, well, I can work with the Meat Cleaver, although admittedly, at this point, I mean, isn't the Meat Cleaver a base weapon? And by base weapon, I mean, you don't need to unlock anything to have the Meat Cleaver unlocked. I also just forgot which, what my threat levels were, but, okay, well, Mansion for Vigil, and Hospital. Actually, let's change that now, because I'm probably going to forget. So we'll try to take Vigil next, but if we can't, so be it. So the trade-off I'm doing here is that I have more... combat viability, but my Doom is a lot higher. At the same time, again, I did... Oh, I forgot. I'm ill-fated! Not that... I probably would have taken it anyway, knowing Akamoto is going to get rid of a bunch of stamina, so that's that. And I also could have switched to a Hospital, but we do have Vigil next. If it affects you in that, if threat levels affect you there. I'm pretty sure they do. So yeah, moving on. So yeah, Aiko should be more than she can almost hit 5 Meat Cleavers. 85% chance of not getting out. I saw something, but I'm seeing something, but I'm not gonna do the thing that I see. So I'm not gonna stop the recording, but yeah, anywho, moving on. So, call the police for funds? Nope. That's right, ill-fated. Why am I doing this to myself? Anywho, we have more than enough stamina. We have handcuffs to make this easier on ourselves. I could also step closer to fight something else, but we're going to turn on the lights instead. And let's fight Akamanto. I should be able to brace comfortably. Well, very comfortably. I can even do this. Do I want to use the handcuffs on him? What else do I have? Scissors, Vigil... And this would only... Well, this would save me... Not only. This would save me -1 all. But... Can I do better? I don't think I can, right? Yeah. I would have to do this, but I'm not... You know what? For science. At this point, we're not even doing any changes because I haven't... Yeah, there's not really anything... Yeah, there's not. Anyway, moving on. What do you mean? So, yeah, what are the odds of that? Missing a... I'm just going to do this to be sure. Missing an 85% into 60%, which means you would have to flip it around. So, 40% of 15%, so that's about... Yeah, that's about... 6.8-ish%. So, yeah, let's... It's not great. It's not great. I'm still gonna do this because that I might be able to break a threshold with that. And by that, I mean prep attack, which would have gotten me out of that situation. So, yeah. That said, what was... Oh, I think... So that means Akamanto must be our second encounter, right? Please? I don't remember. I'm going crazy. But... You know, I should have equipped Aiko's plush toy, all things considered. Yeah, let's just equip this now. I don't know why I didn't have it equipped. I also just wasted this bottle of water, so welcome to this channel. This is what you're gonna see. So, Vigil with 6 stamina, 5 reason. I'd rather do mermaids, so let's go. Yeah, let's go. So yeah, not really anything. I might be forgetting a change that's actually affecting me here and there, and I finally remembered that I was on ill-fated. But if I do, again, it's not like too much changes for most other characters, because again, the patch was more about Mizuki and Kochi. Which, by the way, that banner that, I think the sludge does more damage when thrown. But I should have actually kept the empty bottle, but it's too late now. Do I have fetid fumes? Okay, no, yes, no I don't. So let's rest. Once. But, yeah, the banner for Mizuki and Koji, you know, with Mizuki and Koji, you know, being cute together. There's a poster there. I feel like that picture was taken in a very odd place. And I don't think anyone's talked about it. But, hey, I'm not gonna say anything more. 12 damage, 1 stamina. You know, if I was Koji, this would be a lot cooler. But, yeah. Although, at the same time, it's because I have Aiko's plush toy. So, it's not really... That's not really saying much, because obviously Koji cannot start with Aiko's plush toy. A custom character can start with Aiko's plush toy and have fast hands, so yeah. I think we should be fine here. My worry is Vigil, which I do want to take. I could have noticed his face, but my doom is a little high if you haven't noticed. So I think we're actually going to try to handcuff the mad janitor here. In fact, I don't even need to do that much more. I do need to handcuff him, though, so... Okay, there we go. So, 2 reason. We have a lump of flesh to consume if need be. But we did lose Bat, so there goes even more healing. That's like 9 HP minimum. I mean, I'm not going to fight the boss of Vigil, so I could take Festival. Yeah, let's just take Festival now. The hood here would be nice, but... I think I would rather keep the plush toy on. So yeah. You know what, Iwa? I should be able to sell this fire axe. 3 funds? Alright, cool story. Especially, I think I always swear that fire axe didn't do as much damage as I thought, but maybe it does, but I'd rather take the 3 funds, so. Ill-fated, but, you know, fair enough. Ill-fated festival. You have to prepare. This, on the other hand, and we do have an ally, but again, it's 2 damage, so... we just go all out here. There's a chance I don't hit all of these, but we did, so it's great. And we have a bunch of reason, because first aid, all perks. But events, on the other hand, removing my stamina, so that is still a worry. I have Ghostly Spear, but I want to try to avoid that. That's Reason, so I know it's Reason. The other one is Doom. I'd rather take Reason, because my Doom is so high! Start running, that's Stamina. I didn't know that was Stamina, and I need to remember that Stamina. I thought it was Reason, it's not. And let's find out what timeline we're on. So yeah, a lot I need to remember. As you've noticed, or may not have noticed, the changes aren't affecting me too much, but to repeat once more, it was mainly for Koji and kind of for Mizuki, although you can also extend that to characters who are quote-unquote bad, where if you pick up allies, that might be a viable option, but you literally have to pick up at least 3 minimum in my mind, because that's 6 damage, but otherwise, it applies more to Mizuki because she starts with allies and you want to get allies, and she has fame, really. That's the end-all be-all of it. But I guess I'm going to do Vigil now with 4 stamina. So, yeah. I need to remember I have Ghostly Spear. That's Reason. It should be Reason. I wasn't sure because I was so scared of not remembering correctly. That is just Herald being Herald. We get another Meat Cleaver here, so theoretically I didn't need to buy this Meat Cleaver, but I didn't enter Vigil yet. So 4 bows and a dream. And we'll move on. I may want to actually fight these guests, but that's a lot of Doom. Yeah, because now you lose. Now Doom increases for failing the Vigil. That said, I'm just gonna nom nom this now and get another Meat Cleaver, if for no other reason than to throw it at something. Yeah, probably to throw it at something. I should have. No, I'll save the crest because I did Akamanto, so I'm effectively at 67% Doom. Again, if I forget, it's not the worst thing. It's bad for me, because I need to not forget these things, but this, on the other hand, well, I can actually, this is guaranteed, right? With the power of Adrenaline, we can do this. Well, that and Aiko's passive. Never mind, yeah, you know what, never mind. I'm just gonna go through the patch notes here. Whatever I do, future Jordan, I will do. But most of them are, again, bug fixes, so there's not really too much to worry about. But there is the meat of the patch, which are the balance updates, which by now you've probably seen the first 2 videos and this video included. So we'll go over it. I'll skim over the usual, the things that are kind of easier to interpret. So important changes: the dog shop, Yakuza card slot, and discount slot no longer share space. Good. I didn't even notice it because obviously I don't actually take Yakuza card because that's a perk, if I recall, a Haru perk even. And yeah, anywho. New combat action, order your allies to attack. We've gone over it. My greatest, not gripe, but the reason I probably won't use it most of the time is because, 1, you need enough allies for it to matter. 3 minimum in my mind, because each ally gives you up potential 2 more damage. So 3 allies is 6 damage, 4 is 8, 5 is 10, so on and so forth. And that's supposed to synergize with Mizuki's fame, because then you can do this combat action twice, which can be, again, if you have 3 allies, 12 damage a turn, and as you increase 16 damage a turn, 20 damage a turn. The downside is that you're not guaranteed to hit that amount. And I know I didn't really use it, but that's because the second part of this, why I don't use it, is because it has an inbuilt accuracy that does yield to an enemy's power. So if enemy has high power, the chance of you doing this is drastically lowered, which means you can only do 1 because you want to probably prep attack. You can fit in a kick, but still, it's a bit of an issue because yeah, you would have to do that, and you might want to brace on Harbinger specifically. But, yeah, we'll stop when it makes more sense, and now that I have the experience. Anyway, moving on. Mimi's little project doesn't reset each time you leave the house. That was a thing. Bug. Painting mystery. Spending too much time will trigger a proper ending, not a crash. I didn't even know it crashes, but that's because I don't, I usually progress the mystery as much as I can, obviously. So, moving on. Keeping an empty mystery folder doesn't impact the game anymore. That was the case with, that was basically a crash bug in 92E. That's been fixed now. Good. Even the power of friendship can't defeat something truly evil. If you don't know what that means, don't worry about it. If you do, but although a little primer as to what this is that there's an enemy that you shouldn't be able to defeat, but you can defeat. So yeah. Getting too paranoid won't end the game. I haven't really looked this up, but I assume this has to do with paranoia. Otherwise, someone let me know, because you're not often to run into it. Just like you're not often, well, probably even less a chance than picking up katana, I'd say. Modding changes. Triggering enemies should work properly from all event options. I know this is people were having problems or asking questions here and there. I will say, though, when modding is fully... or when people get to modding the game, if nothing else, the balance of the game will change because, well... even just adding modded events or using certain characters with perks and whatnot, and depending on the end customization that we get in 1.0, the full release, yeah, obviously, I mean, an extreme example is someone who starts with the chainsaw or the do-it-yourself flamethrower and has like a pack of cigarettes, 2 packs of cigarettes. Then that obviously that's a lot better than having a character that has only once in every stat, who immediately dies in Harbinger. That's what will happen if you do that. Or events that, you know, have rely more on, say, if leadership is a current perk that's pretty much not good in vanilla World of Horror, but if you have a lot of events that, you know, or even just one event where if you have leadership, you heal 3, stamina 3, reason, then it might become more viable. But again, you get what I mean. Modding can be a different thing here, so I just wanted to stop to make that known. Anyway, other changes: Festival Mystery, Onsen Log, Text Fix, that's more graphical. Broken Bone can randomly appear in the game as a result of certain actions again, as intended. I heard something about, I think it was like either Tome of Rot and or Book of Gore. I completely even forgot until I checked, but Broken Bone is -1 strength, -1 dexterity. Lucky Earrings, luck effects now correct, that's a, you know, a fix. Scissors Mystery, Locker's opening sound volume corrected, that's audio stuff. Events fixed as well, formatting fixed, event penalties corrected. More bug fixes. Goblet gets priority over bottle when filling various liquids. So, if you didn't know, there are 2 main events, if not only 2 events, where you can fill a container with liquid. And I guess now it kind of makes sense, because otherwise, one especially might be frustrating if you didn't know about it. I mean, you could always just store an empty bottle while you have the goblet, but this is nice. Maybe. You might want to fill the empty bottle instead, but again, you're not... I have yet to do that again, because you actually actively have to get the goblet and have some RNG. Anywho, saving loading disabled during challenges, so be it. Maybe something's broken, or maybe that's just a choice. You know. Ethotu Flame, casting the spell correctly triggers the Human Skull. The Human Skull triggers on spell use, so it's strange that Ethotu Flame didn't. But although Ethotu Flame was changed or buffed recently, so maybe that's why it went wonky. Rider screen typo fixed, that's graphical. Bulletin, clicking stuff through other cards fixed. I still don't really understand what this is, so someone let me know. Maybe it's a bug, maybe it's actually balanced, but really the meat of it is this section. General balance changes, and Koji balance changes below, but you've seen that. But Army Knife base damage increased. Again, this matters more if you know you're going to be fighting enemies that you get bonus damage against, which the Army Knife is effective against, because that means you could go from 12 damage a turn. You could go from 10 damage to turn to 12 damage a turn, which defeats most enemies. You might be willing to not brace. Some people are not willing to brace on -3 damage, so be it. I usually look to do so anyway, but if you can't, if it's too worrisome to brace because brace is now too long, or braces, you can't guarantee with good enough certainty that you can get damage, then you prep attack, take the 3 damage. But it depends. It really depends. Police station, entering the station now costs Doom. It costs 1 Doom to enter. You're still going to use it if you're about to enter Vigil, and you're like, well, I have the police station set to Hospital, but I'm about to do Vigil. So 1 Doom to enter and reset it is better than 7 to 8 investigations with double Doom, if that does apply. Again, you get what I mean by this is fair, but you'll still do it. You're not going to stop using the police station. Heavy duty flashlight, price increased from 2 to 3. On Harbinger, prices are increased further by 1, so now it's 4 on Harbinger if you care. Otherwise, on every other difficulty, it's 3. Maybe even True Believer, it's 4, I can't remember. It's been a while since I did True Believer or anything easier. Witch's Tree, uses on Harbinger, difficulty decreased from 3 to 2. I was already practicing this, and I didn't really use the Witch's Tree. I used to, near the beginning of the game, I used to Witch's Tree, but now I don't, so... And the other big ones, mainly for Ayaka, so this is an indirect nerf to Ayaka, but Paranoia, Curse Effects now stack, so as you've heard me say probably in this video, if you have 1 stack, or in this update and onward, unless something changes again, but if you have 1 stack of Paranoia, you have a 25% chance to proc the damage, whether it's Stamina Reason or Reason to Stamina, you get what I mean. But if there's a 25% base chance. But now, if you have 2 stacks of Paranoia or Suicidal, you have a 100% chance to proc for 1 damage, and then if you have a third one, it's 100% for 2 damage, if I understand it correctly. Of course, it could be bugged here and there, but design-wise, this is how it's supposed to function now, or that's how I understand it. So yeah, and it's an indirect nerf to Ayaka because, well, usually you just kept them because, again, 25% for damage, but 25% chance for damage, but if you have 3 of them, they didn't stack before. Now they do stack, and now you're going to take 2 stamina damage every time you lose reason, guaranteed, if you have 3 of them. The chances of that, you know, are what they are, but that's subjective opinion after that. So you do you, I will do me, and we will see. So Headless Student experience increase from 10 to 25. I don't even remember what this is. I feel like... No, I don't even remember. I don't remember. I'm not going to say I know for sure. And then Chainsaw, main stat change from strength to perception. That, I mean, I guess. It is a nerf, so maybe I was already using Chainsaw less than Harbinger anyway. Now, I mean, it's not like you might not still use it, because most characters have an okay amount of perception, and Chainsaw is pretty fast? Question mark? Well, I have to see. I never got into a situation where I could get it, because obviously for this video I enabled illegal then. But what made more sense lore-wise is the do-it-yourself flamethrower. Main stat changed to strength and dexterity. Although on Harbinger, unless you're trying to challenge yourself or doing some kind of special challenge, you're not grabbing the do-it-yourself flamethrower, because more often than not, you'll die in the attempt. On vanilla World of War anyway. And then last but not least, dodge combat action was buffed. Base speed increased, or decreased, but it's essentially a good thing, from 155 to 140. And so this is essentially 2 dexterity, because if you didn't know the calculation, it's base speed, for dodge and brace, it's base speed minus stat times 8, where, again, for dodge, it's dexterity. So that's why I say it's essentially 2 dexterity more in terms of how speed action. What this actually allows you to do is that if you have 4 or higher dexterity, you can now guarantee a guaranteed kick when you're doing a dodge. Granted, dodge is still RNG. The chance to trigger increased by 10% from 40%, so now it's 50%. But even taking that into account, number-wise, if, say, you want to dodge twice in a run, trying to dodge twice at 40% is a 10% chance. Or, no... Yeah, 10... No. What am I saying? It is an... I think I messed it up before. So it's in... Well, what is it? Now I'm confused. Hold on. Give me a moment here. 16% chance? Yeah, 16% chance to dodge twice, because 40% of 40%, unless I'm wrong again. But then now it's 50% to 50%, so it's 25% chance. So now your odds... The odds of you dodging 2 actions is a lot higher, if you want to do that. Again, the whole... argument around dodging anyway is usually you do it for 1 damage. Otherwise, you're gambling at that point. But if your RNG is good, then feel free to dodge once or twice. 3 times or more is I would not advise it. But also, if it's the difference between life and death, then you have to dodge. So it's nice to have an extra 10% and being faster enough to do damage, because otherwise you're dodging and not dealing damage and you just die. Which is, again, I think for me the biggest point of it's at least more useful than it was before. And then last but not least, Koji's balance changes. So the camera using camouflage allows characters to avoid damage. I assume it's basically dodge, while also lowering power. So, and I think you have to have the camera equipped. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, but that just also, if you flip that around, that also goes to show that if you don't have the camera equipped, you don't have the camera equipped, so there are other better items, usually for slot B. But if you don't, and also you have to use the action camera flash, so take that as you will. Usually, the whole reason behind some of these actions is that, like camera flash or send an ally is another action that's pretty much not used because you want to end battles quickly. There's no way to... You're not actively healing until... Okay, as an example, if we had a boss battle where if you do say the ending A requirements, there's an ally that's actively healing you, so therefore you're either taking no damage on some turns or you're taking only 1 damage per turn effectively. Then it might make more sense to camera flash, because essentially what these actions are supposed to do is that they're supposed to benefit you in long fights. I don't know how long, I haven't run the numbers, but I say at minimum like 6-7 turns. Because even if it, like, you know, even if it's a small increase in percentage, small percentage increases do stack up, because the chance of you... That's just how probability works. Again, if you have to dodge 5 times, you would rather dodge 5 times at 80% than dodge 5 times at 70%. So To me, though, RNG is a thing, but that's why I said camera flash is something that I don't normally notice. And then last but not least, the most noticeable one is fast hands. It has an additional effect. Look for an improvised weapon. Combat action now brings 2 items instead of 1. If you saw the Koji video, you know what I'm talking about. If you didn't, then what essentially happens is, with the second item being using a better item pool, is that the first item that you get is as was before. It's either a broken branch or a broken bottle or a branch, which you can throw for 3 damage. And then the second one is either a brick or an empty bottle, whereas the empty bottle can be thrown for 4 damage, but you can refill it in bath or events. But the brick is thrown for 5 damage, but can be used as a weapon as well. So, and then if you have fast hands by extension, you can immediately equip that brick. So, and if you didn't see the Koji video, that's essentially the gist of it. In terms of it being in the meta, at least fast hands is a lot better than some perks that got quote-unquote buffed. I don't remember. I swear there's at least 1 or 2. But that's pretty much the balance changes. If you want more, go see the Koji video or the Mizuki video if you want to see some of these things at least contemplated about, but in action for fast hands. Otherwise, that will be this video. Again, if you have anything to say, if you want to see something, let me know. I should come out with a video pretty much 12 to 16 hours from now. Or from your comment if I think about it and choose to do so. Otherwise, I'll see you later. I guess you can support me the way you want to support me. Subscribing would help out the most. Otherwise, I won't take up more of your time. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.